Do you ever feel more confident when you speak English, but more soft spoken or quiet, and cautious or careful in your mother tongue? You are not alone, and this is not necessarily an indication that your English is better or more fluent. It's because English is changing how you express yourself and even who you are. Welcome to Linguist Yap with Garlic, where we talk about language, identity, and the real experience of learning English. The other day in my class, I was presenting a topic in English, and then I noticed something quite interesting. I thought I became more direct and more confident in English. I thought so.
Language is fascinating. It's because it's a means of verbal communication which we use to interact with others on a daily basis. But sometimes we have to adopt a certain kind of strategy in order to blend in a group or an environment to serve a purpose. And that is the reason why we are here this afternoon.
But at the end of the lesson, when I switched back to Vietnamese, my tone and my voice completely changed. I became more respectful and courteous, and I was even aware of the class hierarchy as part of Vietnamese culture when I spoke to one of my classmates. A student of mine did the same thing. When she spoke in English, she surprisingly became so expressive and confident, but when she switched to Vietnamese, which is her native language, she became so reserved and self-contained.
No, I think I just have a different personality if I speak another language.
Right. Which give you the advantage to answer directly, and that is what the IELTS examiner looking for, someone who can speak directly.
Oh,
Yeah, try
yeah.
not to go around the bush. So I started wondering, is English changing how we speak, or is it changing who we are? And that was when I've come to my realization that this is not just happening to me and my student, this might be something that language learners experience as well. If you are learning English, think about your own experience. In your mother tongue, you already know how to be polite, how to show respect, and how to express emotions appropriately. But when you switch to English, you might feel freer in expressing yourself. You might speak more directly and sometimes even more confidently. In sociolinguistics, this phenomenon is closely related to the concept of language choice. Language choice is not random, it is rather shaped by several social contexts, such as who we are speaking to, where the interaction takes place, and what we are doing. In addition, each language carries its own set of social expectations which influence how speakers express themselves in different scenarios. This is also closely associated with the concept of code switching. However, code switching is not simply changing words, it also involves changes in tone, communication style, and even personal backgrounds. For example, in your native language, you may speak more carefully in order to show respect and to maintain social harmony. In contrast, when using English, you may speak more directly to project confidence. The idea is the same, but the way it is expressed can differ across languages. Psychologists often describe personality using 5 key traits: extroversion, agreeableness, openness, conscientiousness, and neuroticism. However, as language learners, we do not always express these traits in the same way across languages. For example, when using English, you may project a more outgoing and confident personality. However, in your native language, you may come across as more reserved and respectful. The underlying personality remains the same, but the way it is expressed can vary across languages. So, what does this mean? It denotes the fact that language is not just a tool for communication, it's also a powerful resource for expressing your identity. Each language provides a different way of expressing yourself to the world, and sometimes it brings out different aspects of your personality. This also raises the question, what are the key implications for learning and teaching English? First, for learners, if you feel different when speaking English, that's not a problem. It actually means you are developing a new way to express yourself. So instead of trying to sound exactly like native English, which is critically hard and unnecessary, you can explore a new version of yourself in English. And this can also enhance learners' confidence in expressing themselves across various social contexts. Second, for teachers, teaching English is not just about grammar and vocabulary, it's also about helping students understand how to use language in different social situations. For example, when to be polite, when to be direct, and how to express opinions. In other words, we are not just teaching language, we are helping students to develop communicative competence depending on the level of English proficiency of the learners. So maybe you don't have two personalities. Maybe you are more complex than a language can express. And each language you speak reveals a different side of you. So let me ask you, when you speak English, do you feel more confident? And in your native language, do you feel more yourself? Let me know in the comments. I would really love to hear. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode of Linguist Yap with Garlic.